Brandon.
Nice.
Hey.
How are you?
Good to see you.
So good to see you. Oh,
Wonderful.
we are at 70 Acre. We are so excited to be here today. Your place has a great reputation in Sherwood Park. Everyone says it's the place to go. What makes 70 Acres so special?
You know what it is? At the end of the day, I think it's the people. We're surrounded by a great group of people here that support us, and they support local. And we really, really appreciate that. And we've seen a lot of success since we opened our doors in June of 2021. That was a trying time, but for most businesses. But we felt the love, and we kept bringing on more beers and adding more food to our menu and expanding into a patio and swapping out for bigger tanks, upgrading the canning line.
Yeah, that looks amazing behind you. Just the big glass window is excellent.
Yeah.
So how did you get started? What made you go?
What's behind the name?
Sure. So 70 Acre is synonymous with a family farm. So one of the owners, Lindsay Pennick, his family, they've been farming in central Alberta since the 70s. And the 70 acre field still exists there. And we still use barley from that farm in some of our beers.
Wow, a real good connection right to the land here. Well, we are very excited to try some of your beers today. And before anything, Paul has been learning a lot about brewing. Brewing. And he's been touring all the places and checking out. So I was hoping he can learn a little bit more of the next stage that he's on and check out your facilities.
Certainly.
Shall we go on a tour?
Let's do a tour. Follow me, guys.
Sweet.
Have a good tour. Well, we're doing that. Well, while Paul is touring, it is time for today's Beer Fact. Brewery Touries Beer Facts. Though there are literally hundreds of styles of beer, they fall into two basic categories: lagers and ales. They are separated according to how yeast ferments during the brewing process. Brewery Touries Beer Facts.
And this is the brewery.
This is it, eh?
Yes.
This is impressive. So I know a little bit about brewing. I am familiar with the milling and the mashing.
Right.
But I can't identify where that is here.
Certainly. We can start off with milling. That seems like the most logical place to start.
Sure.
Right? So if you just follow me this way,
Yep.
I'll show you our mill room.
Copy that. We got it tucked in here.
We certainly do.
Well, there you go. This I recognize.
Okay, yeah.
That's okay.
So this is a roller mill. So all we're looking to do in there is basically break the barley open.
Yeah.
Expose the starch inside.
Yeah.
So that when we steep it in water, that starch can take up that water and eventually convert into sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Then where's the masher?
Sure. Right back the way we came. This is where all of that happens. This is where we steep it. This is where everything happens for us.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a 10 barrel mash tun, and this was made here in Canada, out in Ontario. And you think of this a lot like steeping tea in a way.
Sure.
You know, the barley malt has enzymes present that want to convert starch into fermentable and non-fermentable sugar. That fermentable sugar is what we're really after, because that turns into alcohol and CO2.
Gotcha. So then, post mash, lautering?
Correct.
What happens? Where's that?
You have been learning about brewing.
I've been learning a couple of things. Yeah, I'm happy to say.
That's great. Yeah. So after we have determined that sugar is now present, what we need to do is now separate that liquid from the grain portion. What we're doing is we're developing sort of a filter cake.
Gotcha.
And because we don't want any of the husk or the grain to come over into the kettle. We want to separate those two things. So we're going to establish that grain bed by basically putting the liquid back on top of it.
And that's called lautering. Process.
That's one step of it. Yeah.
Okay.
That liquid has a funny name, wort. W-O-R-T,
Yep.
Right? Are you familiar with that
I
term?
know the term, yeah.
Yeah, so that wort is just like a very syrupy sort of substance at this point.
Okay. No alcohol.
No alcohol, just very sugary.
Okay.
Yeah, so once we've basically determined that the grain bed has been set and that wort is sort of clarifying a little bit, it's time to send it over to the kettle. and that will be lauded over. So what happens is we'll basically pump that over. And at the same time, any of the residual sugar left over that's on that grain, we're gonna rinse it from the top side.
Okay.
So that term's known as sparging.
Sparging. And
Yeah.
would that be like the next step?
That is the next step.
Okay. And then what comes after sparging?
So after sparging, that'll be it. Everything should be in the kettle that we need to create our beer.
And that was awesome. This place is great.
Very welcome.
Fun tour?
It was awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, I learned more things.
I have been, let's say, doing some quality control over here,
Fantastic.
trying this out. It is amazing. Their cream ale. I'm very excited for this flight, and we have a special guest that's going to be joining us. So, is it time for a taste?
Let's do some flights. You're cheating.
Let's try them out.
Excellent. All right. While Brandon is getting that poured, it is now time for today's beer history.
History of beer.
The history of beer. Brewery Touries Beer History. In ancient Mesopotamia, beer was associated with religion and ritual and was believed to have magical powers. Today, Paul and I still think it has magical powers. Brewery Touries Beer History. Well, as we're getting the flights here, I would like to introduce our very special guest from Marvel's Echo and from his own movie, Hey Viktor, which is killing it across Canada. It's the amazing Cody Lightning. Woo!
Hello, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to do some beer drinking.
Oh yeah, once again, I told you we can only pay you in beer. So, thanks for being here. This is great.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Listen,
much.
tell us a little bit first before we get started. How's the movie doing?
The movie's destroying the box office in a very good way. The theaters have been packed out, and our opening night was insanity. It was sold out at the Metro Cinema, 500 people, because you were there.
I was there. Full disclaimer, I'm in a couple scenes
Yes, he is.
as an actor.
You're an actor?
It was the coolest. Yeah, I'm not very good though. That's why.
Okay.
But it was the coolest movie experience ever. It was great. I've seen it 3 times. It gets funnier each time.
Yeah.
And okay, I gotta ask too, as a Marvel fan, what was it like working on a Marvel show? I really haven't asked you.
It was amazing. It was very hot because we shot it down in Georgia in the middle of summer. So that was brutal, and I sweat profusely.
But I thought that goes good for your character. It's like just a little sticky.
Always out of breath, always sweating.
How do you act that way? Years of training.
Yeah, it was amazing. To be down there on the Marvel lot, was how big it is and the size of the crew, and I had to learn some ASL for that, sign language.
Yeah, sign language is great.
Yeah, it's rusty, it's very slow. I've been asked by some people like, "Hey, can you sign certain things?" I'm like, "I forgot," because I'm not doing it. Like, when I was there, I was fully immersed in in it, and then back home, and there's no one there to sign with. However, last week I did get stopped by two deaf women who seen it, and they recognized me on the street. They were like, "Oh, hey, you're an Echo," and I was like, "Yeah."
So
it was real cool. Yeah.
Let me ask you about Hey Viktor. This is a movie you've written and you're starring in, yeah?
Wrote, directed, starred.
Directed. Fully
Yeah.
directed?
So I will say this. I am listed as the director, but it was definitely not
Like
a
your
one-man
co-
job.
direction?
I had my executive producer, Sam Miller, and my co-writer, who I wrote Hey Viktor with. So we co-wrote, and I will give him the credit of co-directing. He was right there the whole time. And then my first AD, Carly McTavish.
I know Carly McTavish.
Yeah.
She did Late Night at the Plaza.
Yep, she's an all-star. So they
She
were
is.
behind the camera and monitor, making sure all the technical stuff was going good. I was in scene with the other actors, making sure we were in a good flow. And there was so much playing going on with improv and ad lib.
I had
Yeah.
the best time for that. Like Cody just let us play, and then at one point I'm like, "Hey, you sure? More."
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was a real free thing, and all of a sudden that just clicked on set, and there was that weird thing of saying lines, and then they would do cut, and then there'd be a pause, and everyone would start laughing. And it's like, oh thank goodness.
So when did you guys shoot this?
This was about 2 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Just after the pandemic had started to mellow out a little bit and some restrictions were going on, and that gave me a whole new level of anxiety because we got our funding and we were like so good to go, and then shut down. It's like, oh, 2 weeks? Oh, we'll be all right, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 months, a whole year. And I'm like, we're not gonna get to make it. No, all this hard work. And then, so then certain things were getting lifted. So we were like monitoring every single day what the rules were because they were constantly changing.
Yeah, I remember having to take the test on set, and that was the scariest because I'm just like, what if I suddenly don't have to roll? At the end of this COVID test?
No kidding, right?
But yeah, we shot it in 21 days, which is crazy.
Up here?
Yep,
In Edmonton?
in Edmonton and surrounding areas, Enoch, Cree First Nation, Wetaskiwin, some in Sherwood Park, and all around Edmonton.
I
And
met a great three-legged dog there that hung out with me all day on set in Enoch.
That's
It was
right.
A nice red dog.
poor fella passed away recently, but big dog.
Yeah, big dog.
Big
Big dog.
big
Three
old-
legs, big dog.
Never forget. Never forget.
Well,
Should we do this?
Go see Hey Victor.
Yeah.
And I think a cheers is in order for all of your awesome success right now, Cody.
Awesome, thank you so much. I can't believe this. So, how are we doing?
Well, let's go to Brandon and figure out what do we got here.
Yeah, what are we dealing with here?
Absolutely, guys. And thanks again for coming.
Thank you.
As well.
Cheers.
We're going to start lightest to dark. It's
Okay.
kind of the proper way to drink beer. It's the way I feel like people should drink beer. It doesn't mean it's right, but it's traditional, I suppose. The very first beer you got here, this is our Boss Man Lager. This is the very first beer that we brewed years ago. And I'd love you to try it.
Cheers. Let's cheers this.
Barley, a little bit of
Cheers.
rice, a little bit of maize.
No, that's how cheers is supposed to go. You got to drop stuff into each other's drink.
And I'll just slide this over here because that beer did this for us. Pretty happy about that,
Look at this.
right?
Canadian Brewing Awards, Halifax, Nova Scotia.
That's
Booyah!
competition. That's tough competition. Nice
That
job.
is awesome.
Thank you so much. What was your thoughts, Guy?
Crisp, refreshing, and almost too easy to drink. It's got a little bit of when that's a bit of wheat, but not an overpowering. It's just I could have a few of these.
I like it.
Yeah,
crushable.
I concur. It's nice and light and crisp.
Awesome.
Crisp is the word I was going to say, but it was stolen. It is quite.
I stole the crispy.
Yeah, I got crisp.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah,
is lovely.
this one clocks in at 5%, so it's gonna go down pretty easy.
What's next on the list?
Okay, so we're gonna go from light drinking to just something slightly more bold. This is a hop-forward beer, but it's not gonna bitter your mouth out. Think more of juice quality, more tropical flavors, citrus notes, melon notes.
Definitely. It's got a bouquet.
That's our hen-dazed and confused hazy pale ale.
Oh,
I'm taking this one. Oh yeah.
this is
I
really
got one
nice.
going too, so.
This is like a brunch beer. It's got a nice fruitiness to it, and
Is there any citric flavors added, or is this just straight
It's
hops?
all strictly from the hops and the yeast.
Lovin', hoppy, citrusy. I've had a few of these, and I was never a fan, and I'm turning to the other side.
Yeah, he's been converted because we've been having good hops. You know, you have that other stuff that's
Bad
what I'm
hops.
talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, they don't know what the thing is. What do you think?
This might be the alcoholic in me, but this is a good breakfast beer.
That's how I said it. I said brunch, but it could.
I could picture this at breakfast.
Like an early morning breakfast too.
Pre-brunch.
You're like
I might
6
have had
a.m.
breakfast.
Yeah.
It's good. It does taste like juice.
Okay, next on the list, this is a brand new beer we just came out with last week. So this is our amber ale. So this kind of fills the void for somebody that wants something red or brown, and expect a bit of sort of a caramel note in there, a little bit of bitterness as well.
I'm getting coffee tones in there.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
There's some
coffee?
roasted
That's
barley
good.
in there, so you might get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Early.
This is my drug of choice.
Yeah, this is a really nice red. That's a hearty red too, but again, not overpowering.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's about a 5% beer as well.
I would picture this going well at a fireplace on a nice fall evening. with the wind blowing ever so gingerly.
After you've just chopped the wood, so you too smell a little like pine.
Watch how I use the word ginger, please.
Yeah, I'm liking this one.
Yeah, really good.
Selling it.
Yeah.
This is good. This is really good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, and I guess our last beer, this is one we created right after Christmas. Kind of a special beer. We partnered up with Jasek Chocolates here in Sherwood Park.
Yes.
This is a chocolate
I know
stout.
Jasek
This is
Chocolates.
a chocolate melt stout.
They're
Chocolate milk
incredible.
stout.
Yes.
They do the most artsy, amazing chocolate right here in Sherwood Park. They're great.
Nice.
Wow.
So they gave us a bunch of cocoa nibs to put in there and some dark chocolate. So
Like pre-made chocolate?
No,
No. Just like real.
actual cocoa nibs and then some dark chocolate bars.
Oh, that's creamy.
Smooth.
And that's smooth. That comes off our nitro tap, so it's carved a little bit lower.
Very smooth.
So explain the nitro thing a bit to me, because I obviously love it every single time I taste it, but I don't understand.
Sure.
I just keep going nitro.
Yeah,
cool.
nitro.
Yeah, like cars.
Goes fast.
I don't know. So
Get your nos in it.
yeah. What is that?
I'll do my best. Nitro beers are typically a little bit lower in carbonation. We push ours with a 80% nitrogen blend. And then the creamer tap is sort of what does all the magic. Inside that tap, there's a little disc. And it basically, the beer goes through under pressure and it runs through some tiny little holes inside. Has to sort of recollect itself in the glass, if that makes sense.
So it's like getting broken down and then
You got
recombining.
it. Yeah.
Well, this may be
Hashtag Nitronite.
this may be cliche, but I could picture this on a St. Patty's Day.
Oh yeah.
A touch, yeah.
This is the kind of beer I'd crack when sitting on Santa's lap. Making wishes.
You wish. This is bold, rich, and full of flavor.
I love it.
I like this. These two.
The ticket.
Those are my tickets. Yeah.
Awesome.
I love all four of them, and I'm glad I left enough that I can do this flight again and again. We're just gonna keep sitting here then and drinking. I'd like to thank you so much for having us here today at 70 Acres. This place is great. And before we head off, we're gonna stick around, but I did want to ask about this great mural.
Sure. This is my better half that's pulled this off. This is Christina Fedorio. So she does this on the side, commission art, and we got her to put this up for us. That's
awesome.
Open, so.
Nice.
Excellent. You have such a great facility. I'm really loving the window to be able to see right into where the magic happens.
Yeah.
It's like a classy Willy Wonka vibe.
Yeah. To go with the chocolate beer.
Yeah, check out the chocolate beer.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us at the Chocolate Factory, and Cody Lightning. Thank
Thanks
you
to
so
Cody
much
for coming.
having a few beers with us.
Thanks, boy.
Go and see Hey Viktor. Check out Echo if you haven't already on Disney Plus, and check out the next Brewery Touries. We're gonna be back with another episode. So thanks, and have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too because it's the Chug Challenge. We almost forgot. We got to do the Chug Challenge. We do it every single place.
Yes.
Now each brewery gets to pick their own champion, and they get to have one pint of their choosing, and they get to see how fast they chug it. But Cody's come up with a really cool idea. Why don't we all do the Chug Challenge?
That's a great idea, Cody.
I'm not good at
I'm
it.
so glad you're a guest today.
Cody's gonna be great at it. We gotta stand. Yeah.
I'm
Cody's
standing
gotta
up for this one.
Yeah. Professionals. So what have you selected for us?
We got 2 cream ales, so lower carbed, right? Should be easy to chug. And we've got 2 boss mans. A little higher carbed, a little harder to chug.
Well, which one do you want?
I'm doing boss man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boss man?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I
So
feel
this
like,
is these are for the weak sauce and this is for the gingers.
feel like, yep. Feel like,
Whoa! Ow! Yeah!
Just confirming.
Okay, so what are the rules here?
So You can't be touching it. Your hand can be close. We're gonna say go. We've got stopwatches over here. You drink the whole thing, put it down. When it goes down, the timer stops.
I feel like this is an over the top kind of moment here.
Oh yeah.
Flipping a switch.
Yeah.
And you just
I'm gonna turn on that shit. All right, there we go. Here we go.
do I know
Okay,
those lines?
so don't touch.
No touch.
On go, slammer, jammer.
Okay. I'm gonna get our producer off camera to yell. You got that? Yeah. You got the timer. Okay. All right. Wait. Give us a 3, 2, 1.
Ready, set, go. Half. You did
Dang
half.
it!
Half.
I just stopped sad after everyone slammed it. I thought I was doing okay. However, this is a great beer.
That was. I was.
Who won? What was the?
Cody and I were pretty tight there.
Yeah, that was
real tight.
It was, I think, ding and then ding.